Hi guys, Ian from the Football Boots team, and in today's video I'm going to show you a whole bunch of boots that you can finally get your hands on, including a brand new pack from Nike. Now, I'm going to put a link to the card there, so if you want to jump off and get them straight away you can, but stay tuned to this video because I've got a lot of new boots to show you, and I'll get in and show you all the details on some of these boots, give you some unboxings and show you all of the details that you want to see about these brand new releases. Now, talking about new releases, the first pair of boots I want to talk about are a pair of Pumas. And they are not the Ultras, they are the Futures. Puma have come back with their City Pack designs. With an exclusive release with Soccer Shop Camo in Japan is the Tokyo Pack release of these Puma Futures. They are a crazy, wild design. A lot of elements have gone into these. They're inspired by the crosswalks of Tokyo. They've got a blue sole plate with white on it, and that's to do with the road signs in Japan. The body itself is in black and white, and that's to emulate the endless crisscrossing crosswalks of the Shibuya Scramble intersection that is in Tokyo. And then other details is like the red on the toes, and that's to emulate traffic cones. And then you got the yellow on the heel is the cautionary traffic signs. These are a crazy release. They're only limited to 50 pairs in Japan. So if you want to get your hands on these, head over to Soccer Shop Camo to get yourself a pair of those. They are very limited. Alright, we're going to move on to some other boots which are very interesting. So I don't know if you've seen a pair of boots that do this before. These are a pair of Furons, and the best thing to do is get it under torchlight, but not just normal torchlight, but UV. So under UV light, these light up. The same would happen if you were playing on a pitch. All the light would go onto them, charge them up, and then they would glow after the game. So really interesting for kind of nighttime trainings. The stud tips as well as the upper glow. There's stars all around the heel area, going into the New Balance branding over the toes, and then that kind of follows around the other side. The fit weave pops up, and so does the Furon writing at the back. As I said, the stud tips also light up as well. And a nice little touch as well, the sock liner, stars don't shine without darkness. That glows as well. Overall, a really interesting release from New Balance. I've got some more New Balance to show you in this video actually. But before we talk about those, I'm going to talk about the boots of Kylian Mbappe. So he got his brand new Mbappe Rosa release, his second signature edition. It's interesting, there's actually quite a few pairs of these still available. So you can see what they look like now. It's the bright pink, the Pink Panther inspired boots. But I just want to say that you can get these in the Academy versions, and you can also get them in the Vapors, and obviously the Superfly, which is what Mbappe's wearing. But you would have seen Wilf Zaha wearing the pink Vapor versions in the Premier League, and you can get Academy and Kids versions, as I said. There seems to be quite a lot of sizes of those available, so they're nowhere near as limited as the Jadon Sancho release. So he got his SE11 pack, his first signature edition, and those have sold out. I don't think you can find those anywhere anymore. Obviously, you're going to have to head over to eBay, and then you're going to probably end up paying a bit of a premium. These have got the Sancho sauce and the vibes and the Megs and the no ball games. You can just see from this video from Boot Collector that it's absolutely stunning boot. He suggested that there was about 2,000 pairs. If you're interested in collecting boots, make sure you check him out, Boot Collector on Instagram. And overall, I think these are absolutely stunning, and the limited number of them available make them so much more collectible than, say, the pink Mbappe boots, which don't have that limited feel to them as they're just still out there. Another pair of boots that are really interesting are these Messi Nemesis. So he's been wearing these now for Barcelona, and they really remind me of the Sanchos. I think the execution on the Sanchos is that little bit better than the execution on the Messis, but still a stunning boot. Great little graphics and words, and really put together quite nicely. I just feel they're a little bit more kind of maybe childish, cartoonish, than perhaps the more premium execution on the Jadon Sancho Superflies, but both really stunning boots using a very similar concept. Now, somebody else with Adidas who has got his own signature release coming out is Paul Pogba. So has been wearing the Predator 20 Plus, is still wearing the 20 Plus, but now you are seeing him wearing his Paul Pogba Season 7 boots. Now, it's not just the boots that have come out, there are some white trainers that go along with these as well, and they both have the similar vibe to them. So if you're thinking about like luxury clothes or luxury suitcases or bags and things like that, thinking of like Louis Vuitton or Gucci, well, they've done that kind of design inspiration all over the upper of these boots with those little Paul Pogba gold logos all over it. On one side you've got the Adidas 3 stripes, on the other side it is just purely black with those logos. It's really interesting because even with the sole plate, that itself is quite black as well. It doesn't have any gold chrome going on with it. It just has those little Paul Pogba logos thrown in. Again, I perhaps would have liked to have seen a gold chrome sole, but really it's a blackout boot and it just has a lot of Paul Pogba logos over it. So it's very unique. I'm not sure if you guys would rock those or not. It's not something for me, but I do think that it's definitely something for Pogba. It really reminds me of something he would wear. Right, so I'm going to get on and tell you what about these Nike boots coming up soon. But there's a few other releases that have come out that just kind of caught the eye that I wanted to talk about. So Umbro have come and released their boots for the new season. And they did have the Acuro and the Medusa, but we haven't seen new releases for those. But we have seen a new boot called the Tocco, and it seems to be a combination of those two boots. So they've gone with the Umbro and the Acuro with its D30 kind of padding and protection and energy absorbing material, and they've taken that and then they combine that with the Medusa as well. So they've got this kind of two boots in one evolution there, and then the other boot that Umbro have is their Velocita, their speed boot. And interestingly with that is what they were doing with the Medusa is that actually had a laceless version. We don't see a laceless version of the Tocco right now, but we do now see a laceless version of the Velocita. The silhouette of it really reminds me of a Phantom Vision. The Nike Phantom Vision and the Phantom Vision 2, it just looks like that to me. Obviously this one doesn't have laces, they did, but it just has that little bit of a vibe to me. You can still get the lace version as well, and that is Umbro's new speed offering, which is quite interesting to see. And they've launched them in this kind of classic black and blue colorway, nothing too wild, too out there, which sometimes you do see with Umbro, and I think perhaps suits them a little bit better with the more understated releases. Alright, so talking about blue boots, let's talk about this pack, and it is the Ignite Hype Pack from New Balance, their new release of the Furon and the Tekla. Sadio Mane has been wearing these boots in the Premier League, scoring goals with these. He's finally got out of the black-green ones. He is into the Furon 6. It is the Ignite Hype Pack. There is the Furon, which is very similar to the one I showed you earlier in this video, just the color update. And I can even give you a good idea of what the colors look like on that because I've got the Tekla here. So you can see the colors are exactly the same on the Furons. One of the standout features is the sole plate. It is not going to flake off or anything here. The only thing that they've done is they've added a paint splatter effect on top, which really stands out to the eye and is nice. And then they've contrasted that and done the reverse on the New Balance logo on the side. And they've kind of highlighted some of the extra grippy features that they have on the Tekla. These are the laceless Tekla now. Really interesting to wear. I'm not sure they necessarily suit me. I'm not a big fan. I can still feel a bit of heel slippage wearing these. These have got the kinetic stitch. You will see Rose Lavelle wearing these for Manchester City in the women's football in the UK. A lot of women footballers appear to be joining women's football in the UK. You've got Alex Morgan going to Spurs. You've got a whole host of like Tobin Heath going to Manchester United, I think, and just a whole bunch of women going into English football, which is really interesting to see. I think it's going to be fantastically competitive this year. Now, talking about some more new releases before we get onto those Nikes, I'm nearly there, I promise. I'm going to talk about a new release from Mizuno. It's their robotic pack. And so they've got a new kind of white and red release to the Neo 3, the betas. Those are a stunning boot. And then there's also a really nice kind of Volt yellow Rebula Cup release as well. And I just think these really catch the eye. I really like those myself as well. So just before I get onto the Nike pack that I want to talk about, is another one really contrasting to those. It is the TechCraft pack. And they're still available in quite a few sizes in the Tiempo, in the Vapor, and in the Phantom GT. I think the standout boot in this pack is the Vapor. I think the good news is if you hold on, you might be able to get these on sale because the numbers that are still available, but they are a really good Vapor. If you're looking for a leather Nike speed boot, then this is a great shout to go for those. The Tiempo is just another Tiempo, but it's the colorway that matches into this pack. The Phantom GT, I'm not really sure about the leather on the upper of those, and not the quality of the leather, but just the way that the leather's put onto the top of the boots. Not sure it necessarily works for me with those. And then the other boots that are in this pack as well, if you want that kind of same look without paying such a premium, is you can also get the Premiers, which is what all of these boots are kind of made to remake anyway. And I think these are absolutely stunning, especially the kind of yellow and the black color combinations, a real nice nod back to 1994. This is a fantastic remake of the TechCraft pack, really, and probably one of the best TechCraft packs that I think we've seen in a while. But let's talk about the boots that I wanted to talk about from the very start. These are available now. You probably have been waiting to see these for a long time. They are the boots that would have been seen at the Tokyo Olympics. If you want to get your hands on them, click the link in the card. So they're very similar to some running releases that we've had from Nike. They've had their Nike Air Zoom Tempos and the Alpha Fly Next Percent. Those have released and they're in this same colorway. It's stunning. It's just a white, clean upper, and then it has the Nike swooshes on it. With the football boots, they've gone with the flash swoosh, so it looks like a lightning bolt, and it goes from the pinks to the purples on the Vapors and the Superflies. And then on one side of the Superfly, you've got that kind of turquoise. And then on the Tiempos, you've got a white upper again, and this time it just has that kind of pinky reddy, flash crimson type swoosh. Really clean boots. Interestingly, they're obviously a relatively limited release. They're not coming out in kids or academy or anything like that, which is a shame because I think these are stunning. But a lot of the other recent releases that you're seeing Premier League players wearing will be available in all those tear downs, but not in these. Okay guys, let me know what you think about all the boots in this video. Which are your favorites? Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching. Go enjoy your football.